Hello everyone, welcome to BIM Man channel. I am your host, Architect Shivang Rajveer, and I am going to talk about the next aspect in detail, which was how to choose BIM software or what should be your parameters for choosing the right BIM software. I hope you remember we have discussed about overall 5 aspects of switching to BIM that you have to always remember before you make the move. First was you have to sit with yourself and set your goals, understand what is going to change, what is the different way of working if you switch to BIM, what you should expect, what you should be ready to let go of all those things first. Second, you have to align your team with your goal so that you are in sync. Ultimately, they have to do it. You have to just lead them. So be a leader and align your team with your goal. Third thing was deciding on the right software or right tool per se. So I'm going to talk about that today, the third step, which is deciding about right tool. Fourth step was BIM standards. I have already shared various BIM standard links in that video, like ISO standard and Singapore BIM standards. You can understand more about it. And the fifth was implementation. So these 5 things we talked last video. This video we are going to talk the topic which is BIM software selection. In simple words, BIM software selections. So if we talk about BIM software selection, actually it comes in the stage it comes as at a third step of thinking about BIM, but it is a major decision of your life. It's like kind of getting married, because when you choose BIM software, you are going to stay with that BIM software for a longer duration. It's not going to be a short term. It's not going to be just like I am going to do it for 6 months or I am going to do it for 2 months kind of a thing. It's a long term thing which is important, which is a very very major decision. And if we talk about selecting BIM software, so if we have a look at this entire BIM spectrum, there are many BIM softwares. One software cannot do BIM. BIM is not one software, but there are many BIM software who comes under BIM category and who can give you BIM output. I'll explain what I say what is BIM output. That also I will tell you over the course of this video. But overall, there are more than 30, 40, 45 BIM softwares available in the world, in the market. In this entire thing, we can then classify like BIM software for architects, BIM software for construction engineers or civil engineers, BIM software for MEP consultant, BIM software for structural consultant, BIM software for landscape consultants, BIM software for maintenance and management of the building, BIM software for urban design, BIM software for planning, BIM software, BIM software for clash detection. I mean, it's not a software, but yeah. In other words, if we have to divide, we can divide this entire BIM software thing in 4 major categories. BIM authoring tool, and I'll come to each one. BIM authoring tool, BIM collaboration tool, BIM presentation tool, and BIM clash detection tool. There are 4 categories. So in other words, in each category there are various softwares. Now if we talk about like companies giving you BIM software, so right now there are 2 major players. One is Autodesk, we all know it is an American company, and another is Nemetschek Group. Nemetschek is a German company, a European mindset company. It was started by Professor Nemetschek in 1970s. Almost same time both the companies started their journey. Today both the companies have various softwares. Obviously, I mean both of them work differently. Their way of operation is very different. Autodesk have this operation of purchasing the companies and merging them with Autodesk and making it their own software, brand it under their name. Whereas Nemetschek have this approach of collaborating or investing in the companies and bringing them under Nemetschek brand or Nemetschek portfolio, but still let them operate like their independent path. So if we talk about four major softwares for architecture BIM, one is Revit, obviously with Autodesk, we all know this. Another software is Allplan, which is with Nemetschek. Allplan was Nemetschek's flagship product, and it is a very good software for basically Allplan can do overall BIM, architecture, engineering, services, calculations, analysis. So Allplan is a very detailed and complex software. Another BIM software with Nemetschek has is ArchiCAD, again a very famous product, especially entire Europe, entire Australia, New Zealand region, Latin Americas. It is picking up at a very high, fast pace in US also, and for reasons. There are reasons, but that's not my scope of work to talk in these videos. And in India also, we can say that today the shift is happening. But again, we are not talking about that. So then there is ArchiCAD, which is again with Nemetschek Group. It's a Graphisoft product, but Graphisoft is part of Nemetschek. So that is ArchiCAD. Then we have Vectorworks, that is also part of Nemetschek Group. So all in all, we can say that these two companies rule the BIM world. And if we talk about, let's say the way Revit have Revit structures and Revit MEP, similarly in Nemetschek portfolio there are structural analytical software who does analysis like RISA and SIA. Another structural analytical software is Tekla. So there is a difference. There is a difference between just BIM modeling software and analytical also. So like RISA, SIA are like analytical software. They do load calculation analysis and structural load carrying capacities and all those things. Then again, if we come to MEP, Revit has Revit MEP, like that is Autodesk product. And in MEP segment, there are other softwares like there is a software called AX3000, which is with BricsCAD BIM. There is a software called TDSCAD, which is again a load calculation analytical software. So basically, there are so many products and softwares available around you. Some you may have heard them about. Some of you are not even aware. Even you are probably listening the name for the first time, or even not probably not even registering the name. What I say, probably I will see and ask my team, my backend team, if they can add links to all these softwares in this video in the caption, so you can have a look at that. So please understand, these are the softwares. Now comes the second point, and that is, what is important for you as a beginner when it comes to BIM software? To me, when I started, I will not tell you which tool I started with. Many of you already know it, but anyways, when I started, I was a student of architecture, and my clear goal was I want to use a software which understands my language, which reduces my workload, which allows me to explore, and which allows me to do my work with my brain. The software should not lead me to design a particular way. Rather, I should be able to do my designs in a way I want. So that is another factor for beginners. It is very important to have a flexible software. It should have a flexibility of what you want to design, or you want to take some regular geometric patterns, or you want to just have a freedom of doing anything, without any constraint or restraint or rules or something. So always remember this, as a beginner you need to have in mind that you need flexibility in your software. What next you want in your BIM software selection methodology is, you have to be very clear how you are going to cope up with your BIM standards or international BIM standards. Is your software capable to export IFC? Is your software certified for export and import of IFC? Like right now, I can tell you that right now the standard is IFC 4. So you need to do some research in this also before any marketing person comes and tells you. You have to do your research. Which are the softwares which are certified by Open BIM Alliance, which takes care of IFC. So which are the softwares which are certified by Open BIM Alliance to import and export IFC both, because this is very important. Right now there are no standards, but in future there will be standards. Without standards, this entire thing cannot work. So there will be standards, and standards say it very clearly that software, name of the software or file type, proprietary file. Basically, this is what we call proprietary file. Proprietary file doesn't matter. Like for example, few decades back, there was this huge fight over a proprietary standard being set, and then that standard was made open, like .dwg. So similarly, proprietary standard files are never scope of work for ISO standards for BIM practices. ISO standard says IFC, which is called Industry Foundation Classes. IFC. I'll do a separate session on IFC because that's like my favorite, very close to heart subject. So you have to make sure that you know that the software that you are choosing, how good it is with IFC export. Because today, if you are taking a call that आज मेरे projects the consultant is using X software and this consultant is using same software, so I will also use that same software. Today you are saying it. What will happen tomorrow if you have to work with some other consultant and he is using Y product? You cannot, or anybody cannot control this, that I will work with only this set of people because they use same software as I do. No, that cannot happen. And that will not happen. That's not realistic. If any salesperson tells you this, then please take a break, have your coffee, let the salesperson finish his pitch, and then let him go. And then again you come back, sit on your desk and do some research on BIM standards and BIM practices, how they have evolved internationally. We are very late in India, we are very late to even think and talk about them. There are countries out there who have had local standards, countrywide standards, and now part of international standards for BIM practices. So there are countries, even I know of, who are doing serious BIM since 30 years. 30 years. So please have a look at this aspect also, that eventually the goal should be to have open standard file. Another benefit as an architect, I'm telling you as your friend, another benefit is if you have open standard file, no software company can do handholding for you or arm twisting for you. Let's say if company A raises their price or their policies are not suitable for you in business world, you have open standard file. They are already certified to export IFC. You export IFC or data. Pick a product from some other company, E, F, G. So let's say company G gives you a product which is IFC compliant. You import your IFC there and you do your documentation there, annotation and other things. And then you continue your project there. This should be the freedom. Consumer is the king everywhere. In today's world, consumer is the king. I don't understand why AEC industry, and especially Indian AEC industry, is not becoming the king. Why are we? I mean, why is that our industry is driven by so much of some kind of a cocoon that this is BIM is this is BIM is this. No, you need to focus on open standard. Another thing, have hands-on demo of your choice of software, or rather all softwares. So first shortlist. There are more than 40 products. You cannot have demo of 40 products. Shortlist. Come down to two or three. Do apple to apple comparison. Have a long term goal in terms of what is that this product or this vendor is going to give you. What all is included, what all is not included. Another tip is, just a sidetrack, never ever click on I accept and click next in the settings. Always have a habit of reading end user license agreement. I know I have seen Majority of people in India don't care to read it. They just click next, I agree, and next. There is a trap there. Don't do that. Read every line. If you don't have time at the time of installation, you can any time have it, save it, and read it later. But read it. So now let's say you come down to three products. Take the demo, online demo, offline demo. Have a demo of three products. I would say prefer demo, prefer online demo over offline demo. Because in online demo, you can ask multiple questions and there is no limitation of traveling time and things like that. So take a demo. Next, do trial. Always do trial of the software you like. And please remember here, before you take a demo and do trial, remember those five steps. So this step is actually overlapping. So I told you that first you have to sit with yourself and understand what is your BIM goal, what is BIM, what is the entire process, what you will have to change, what will upgrade, what will be delayed, how much the delay will be. Understand all this. Then align your team. Then think about software. Then while thinking about the software, this point that I am telling you, that trial, that is actually comes after. So you understand and decide on your software. During this process, start reading about ISO standards. During this process, start also thinking about implementation. And around this time, in a time frame hierarchy, around this time you should actually start doing trial of the software that you chose. Or best way is, so this also we do mistake, we usually download two trial softwares and keep two teams on that. Don't do it. Keep same team on both the trials. That's the right way of comparing. So if I am doing trial of, let's say, product A, I should be and I should do the trial of product B also. And ideally during the same time, same day. So morning I am trialing this, afternoon I am trialing this on same project, same person, same day. That will give you realistic answer of which is actually more user friendly product. What is better? So trial. After that, so now come back to the sequence again. First, you define which is flexible product. Second, you define what are the offerings or what all is included. Third, you define which product gives you open standard. Fourth, you have to take a call of online demo. Fifth, start trialing. Sixth point, always go for a product, or I insist that go for a product which is either SaaS, that is software as service. So it is on the cloud, you just have to log in and start using it. And I feel that the industry will go there. Every software eventually will be a software as service. You will not have majority of things to do with your desktop. You will be working online. And the reason is very simple. AI is coming everywhere. So there is one software who is going in the direction of generative AI for design option, and there is another software who is going in the direction of visualization AI for design purposes. AI direction can be different, but both of them are going in the direction of AI. So, and if you want to do AI and if you want to use multiple tools and have benefit of multiple data from multiple locations, think in terms of data. So data is coming from multiple places, which is helping you to do design better buildings. To do that, eventually every software will be a SaaS software, online, connected all the time. You log in, you decide you want to log in or not log in. So choose the software which is more flexible like this. If my software can only run on Apple, there is a danger. If it can run only on Windows, there is a danger. If it is working on both, very good. If the vendor has some plan or some development already in-house for online SaaS products, very good. Probably this software is not on the SaaS right now, but eventually that software which you are going to choose may also go to SaaS. But if the company has in-house SaaS development, it's better. So this is another factor. And the last thing that I want to talk about, we covered all this. If you want, I can summarize again. First point, check a software which is user friendly in both the terms, user experience as well as openness. openness of doing things without constraint. Go with the software which is stable, like stable software, as well as which is open standard in terms of output. I give you a new word also, IFC. So when you can import and export IFC, and it should be certified. Third option is go for a long-term deal rather than a short-term deal. Fourth point is have online demo. Fifth point is try yourself, but one person should try all the products that you are deciding. So your shortlisted product should be tried by one person or same team, if not one person. So if one team is doing trial of product A, the same team should do trial of product B also. And the last point that I told you is go for operating system level flexibility also, because we never know what happens with what devices tomorrow. If a device maker or operating system is again doing arm twisting, we should have this freedom. No, that okay, we don't know, we don't need your Apple products. We'll switch to Windows. Now we don't want Windows. We'll switch to Apple, like we did in our office. I saved a huge money there because my hardware, AMC, and IT requirements have gone zero. My entire office runs on Apple devices, except for one Windows system. The entire office, everyone has Mac. We give, even if we hire intern, we give them Apple devices only. See, there is a high entry value, there is a high cost of entry. But if you see total cost of ownership, this is the term you have to always remember, TCO, total cost of ownership. And in that you have to check that okay, this device. I'll give you a simple example of Windows versus Apple. Okay. When I was on Windows, we used to have a guy for IT admin, and he used to take care of all the maintenance, and there were a lot of repairs and ये उड़ गया वो उड़ गया, this is not working, that is not working. Overall put together, the cost of hardware, the cost of maintenance, the cost of repair, and today we have peace of mind. So at the end of ownership of 3 years now, my first Apple device that I started, and I went step by step. I did not do it overnight. I'm not that wealthy. So I went step by step. So the first Apple device that I switched to in my office was 3 years back. And it is still running. It is still running all the softwares that we use. And for me, I have got my ROI on that device. So think this way: total cost of ownership. What is going to happen in a long run with the software that you are choosing today? With all these points, I would like to tell you that keep watching. My next video is going to be about how to decide implementation, how to do actual implementation of BIM. Let's say now you have decided your software, you have done trial, demo, everything. Stop there. Don't yet purchase. We still have a point left, and that is implementing. Next video, we are going to talk how you can decide about implementation services. Who will do it? How you will do it? What are the benefits? What is the factors that you should look at? What should be the criteria? What are the filters? What are the flags? Red flags, green flags? We'll talk about all that. Stay tuned. Keep following our videos because we are going to be posting more content. Follow our social media. Follow our YouTube channel. Share it. Subscribe it. Thank you. Signing off, your host, Architect Shivan Rajvi.